Hello, and welcome to the 2018 University of Nebraska High School graduation. My name is Barbara Shusha, and I'm so happy to welcome you here. I'm the director of the high school, and I invite you to please take a seat and enjoy this day with us. On behalf of the high school staff, the faculty, everyone involved with our school, I want to say what a pleasure it is to have you here. And for our graduates that you see here today, it really is a pleasure, meaning we love what we do here. We're a small group of people that operate this school, and we enjoy it. We truly derive a lot of joy out of the chance to work with students. And today, we have a group of students with us, but they represent just a portion of the more than 170 students that will graduate with our school this year. So it's especially exciting to have you here today and get a chance to meet you. At our school, when I say that we're really pleased to meet you, it's because we have the pleasure of doing work that we enjoy. If you choose to graduate from our high school, it means that you've chosen to do something a little bit differently. And we admire that, and we work to make that easy for you. But what I'd like to make as a point, really, for all of you who are graduating is that throughout your life, there will be more people like our group, people that are there to support you, people that are there to help you. And so in any difficult situation, you should find those people. And more importantly, you should be those people. Hi, welcome, please. Get to know the people who will help you and become a person that will help others. There's a lot of great joy in that. Although there are a lot of people on our team that do this work to support you, and they're in the audience today. In fact, let me stop and ask, if you are employed by the University of Nebraska, would you stand up or make your presence known? These are the people that have worked with you, and please take a chance to get to know them today. I can't say thank you enough to you for support, just not today, but always. Although we've done our work to support you, in reality, you know that you've done this work independently, and that for all the support you may have had from other people, in fact, there are a lot of long hours that you have to work alone. Assignments that have to be filed, lab reports that you have to puzzle through, and we know that that's not easy. Trust me, we know, because some of the people who write those assignments are in the audience today. They know it's not easy. But the thing about being a graduate of our school right now, think about this. You don't need easy. None of you need easy, because today stands as a testament to yourself that you are able to do that hard work and meet those challenges, and that's what we want to celebrate. So one last thing I seem to recall, everyone is so formal up here on the stage. Do you admire that, how formal they are? I recall from my own high school graduation, which was about 437 years ago, that I was nervous, and it felt like a blur, and it felt a little bit stressful. So I understand that, but I do encourage you to enjoy today and to know that we're here to support you and to celebrate you. So with that, I'd like to introduce our speaker. I'm very excited to introduce Matt Waite, who is a professor of journalism at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. The great thing about the university is the very interesting people that you get to know. Matt is the founder of the Drone Journalism Lab and the co-founder of Hot Type Consulting, which is a web development firm. He has a terrific background in journalism, which will be interesting to hear some of his insights. He had previously been a programmer and journalist at the St. Petersburg Times, where he developed a PolitiFact fact-check site, which is a Pulitzer Prize-winning site. Prior to that, he was an award-winning investigative reporter for the Times, and he co-authored Paving Paradise, Florida's Vanishing Wetlands, and the Failure of No Net Loss. So I'm excited to hear what he has to say, and I thank you for welcoming him with me.
This is terrifying. What am I doing here? I have to tell you, being around the graduates here, I feel like a total fraud. I'm not kidding. The reason for that is I very nearly didn't make it to my high school graduation. I was a terrible student. I probably still am. I want to give you an idea of what pressure is. From the 6th grade, I had decided that I was bad at math. And that was a thing. It was probably genetic. My mom said she was bad at math. Well, there we go. I got it. I have that gene in me. I'm bad at math. And so I had convinced myself that I couldn't do it, to the point that I needed a really good grade on an advanced algebra final my senior year of high school in order to graduate. My mother invited the free world to our house for a graduation celebration. The invitations had long been sent out. The food was ordered, and I had to take that test. And if I didn't get something like a 90% on it, I wasn't graduating. That is pressure. Moms are not to be messed with. So, long story short, I passed, I got to graduate, but nobody in my high school thought I would ever be in the position that I'm in right now, giving a speech to a high school graduation commencement. Not then, not now. Maybe the only person was my mom, and let's be real, moms are terrible judges of these things. So I came here to the university. I knew that I wanted to be a journalist. I knew that I wanted to study journalism. For me, picking a major was easy. I picked it on the first day. I never wavered. I knew what I wanted to do. But back then, the College of Journalism's math requirement was that you had to take a math placement exam. And if you were able to test into college algebra, you did not have to take college algebra. In fact, you were done with math forever. I thought this was the greatest thing ever. I had landed in heaven on earth. All I had to do was pass that test. Anybody watching the World Cup? Ever seen what it looks like when somebody scores a goal in an international soccer match? That's what I looked like having tested into college algebra that day a long, long time ago. I don't exactly remember what I did, but it wouldn't surprise me if I slid on my knees across the grass and took my shirt off and screamed like an idiot. I was really happy. I thought I was done. I went on. I was a terrible college student as well, not surprising. And I went on and had a career. But I want to fast forward now 20 years. I am now a professor at this university, and I have decided I need some more education. I think I need an MBA. I'm going to go get a Master's of Business Administration. And so I went to the business college, and I said, I would like one MBA, please. And they said, sure. Did you take calculus as an undergraduate? No. I probably couldn't have spelled calculus as an undergraduate, so no. And they said, okay, well, you got to take that before you can even start. Great. So I walked over to the math department, and I said, I would like one calculus, please. And they said, sure, after you take the math placement exam. Anybody want to take a guess as to how that went? I bombed it so hard, I would not be surprised if people around me failed because of it. Like, it probably had its own force of gravity, it was so terrible. But as a 37-year-old adult, I tested straight, not into calculus, not into college algebra, but I tested into remedial math. And I said, fair. Test is probably calibrated pretty well. That's all right. And I thought, well, okay, maybe I should go do some Khan Academy videos and try to cram and Google a bunch of stuff and see if I can sort of get into at least college algebra. And I thought, no, I shouldn't do that. That would mean I would fake my way into college algebra, a class that terrified me 20-some years ago. I should just face my fate and take this. So guess what I did? I took remedial math. Me and 29 18-year-olds. I stuck out. Not only did I stick out, but I was there because I was terrified that I was going to fail this. So I sat in the front row. I asked every question. In fact, the instructor said, look, put your hand down. I'll call on you if nobody else knows. Just please be quiet. Okay, fine. But I had learned something in those 20 years. I learned that blowing it off was not a good idea. I learned that pretending that bad at math was a thing was a bad idea, and I worked my butt off. I probably studied more in that class than I did in whole semesters of undergraduate, and I got the best grade of any section in that class. And there's a part of me that was like, yes! And there's another part of me that's like, you're 37, you have a wife and kids, you have a house, you're an adult, you should get a good grade in this class. Stop celebrating. Act like you've been here before. So then I was able to take college algebra. I won't lie, for 2 days before that class started, I could not sleep. I was that scared. I was terrified. Same strategy, same result. Worked my butt off, did extra credit, studied all the time, got a really great grade. I got an A+, was really happy. That instructor too told me to just keep my hand down and shut up. I was like Horseshack from Welcome Back, Kotter. You have to be a certain age to get that joke. Sorry, graduates up here. That one went. Then I got to take calculus. I want you to understand something. In my journalism career, I've been in war zones. I looked at the moon through the eye of a Category 3 hurricane. I've been shot at. I was nearly burned in a wildfire. I've been one width of an interstate away from a tornado, and nothing terrified me more than calculus. But I turned into it, I worked hard, I got the grade. True story, I'm a professor, I'm sitting in my office. You know, I'm supposed to be smart and erudite and doing big brainy things in my office. I was in there watching like pump-up videos on YouTube, just trying to psych myself up to take these tests. I'm not kidding, like I had like Survivor's Eye of the Tiger on, like a whole nine. And I got it. And I know you're sitting there thinking, okay, so the professor here is telling me that if I study hard, I'll get good grades and I'll be fine. Actually not what I'm telling you. It's actually not what I want to tell you today. Because the truth of the matter is, I wouldn't change a thing. Nothing. I needed those 20 years to figure it out, and I did. All of you probably have figured this out long before I did, and congratulations, but I needed that. The reason that I was a bad student in high school was motivation. The reason that I was a bad student in college was something else entirely, and that's really what I want to talk to you about today. The things that I learned along the way were, in summary, that you should dream big, absolutely. But if you're not working for your dream, it's an idle thought. If everything is not in service of the dream, it's not really a dream, it's just something you're interested in. You'll be known for what you do. You'll be known for what you get done, for what you execute on, and you should take risks. I'm gonna go back to all of these things because they're important. The reason that I was a terrible student in college partly had to do with me just not focusing. I learned how to fix that. But then once I focused, that became another problem. It took me 5 years to graduate from this institution. Now I tell my students all the time, 5 years, who cares? Nobody's keeping score. 5 years, 6 years, doesn't matter. So long as you graduate, I don't care how long it takes. Certainly didn't matter for me. So, the reason that it took me 5 years, though, is because I had to take a bunch of classes over again because I kept not going to them, because I kept going to other things. Now, parents in the room are like, ooh, don't be telling my kid to skip classes. Yes, it is precisely what I'm going to tell your students to do. The reason, though, better be good. It better be good. I tell my students all the time, I am a sucker for a good excuse. Now let me set the bar on that excuse, which I do for them. I had the opportunity in 1995 to go cover the end of the Bosnian Civil War. I had a ride on a military airplane, I would get dropped off, and I would be left on my own devices in Bosnia for a month. It meant I had to skip a month of classes. There is very, very little that you can do more detrimental to your grades than skip a month of classes. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It absolutely changed my life. It changed the direction of everything. It got attention to my dream. My dream was to be a journalist. And that was in the service of that dream. I had to take a bunch of classes over again, and that was fine. I was willing to make that sacrifice. And that's the point. If you're going to dream, dream big. But then, if you're going to make it a dream, if it's going to be something you're going to focus on, find things to make that dream happen and work at them. Everything is strategic. Everything is toward the goal. The sacrifice is worth it. Maybe you have to take Spanish 201 again. I think I had to take it 3 times. I was bad at Spanish. I really can't speak Spanish at all. But it's worth it. It's worth it if the dream is worth having. That execution, that working toward it, is also part of what I want to say. You'll be known for what you do. So you're wondering probably, how did a bad student become a professor at this university? And I'll tell you the absolute truth. I snuck in the back door. I am not your traditional academic. My title is actually Professor of Practice. And what that means, if you want to translate academic to English, it means I ain't got me no PhD. I am not a traditional academic. I'm not the publisher parish, tweed jacket type person. I am here because of what I have done. When I was a student, I went to Bosnia, I did a bunch of other stuff. I learned things that were in service of my dream. As a journalist, I did things that other people can't do. I decided one day I wanted to do an investigation about wetlands in Florida, and so I learned how to do satellite imagery analysis. I figured out a way to do it. Took classes, I did online stuff, I did all kinds of stuff. And I learned something, and I did something that no other journalist had ever done in the history of newspapers. They'd done their own satellite imagery analysis. That's what I mean by you're known by what you do. The whole reason that I am here at this university is because one day I told my bosses in 2006 that the internet was not a fad and was not going away, and that we needed to learn how to do journalism on the web differently. And so that they should pay me to go learn how to program and put interactives and databases and things like that on the internet. And they said, yes. Still don't know how, but they did. While I was doing that, while I was teaching myself to do that, I got a phone call from a guy who said, hey, I've got an idea of how we can cover politics differently. And it involves programming and it involves databases, and I don't know anything about that stuff. Do you got a minute? I said, sure. And we sat down and talked, and the proverbial cocktail napkin came out, and we sketched out what became PolitiFact. PolitiFact, if you're unfamiliar, is a fact-checking website. It fact-checks things that politicians say. In 2007, when we launched, this felt like a noble cause. Now it feels like tossing Dixie cups of clean water into a sewer. It's just sort of like, we're trying. There's a lot out there. So it was new, it was different. It was an idea, it was a great idea, but the reason that it succeeded was because we did it. We had absolutely no business starting a website. I had never built one before. The guy I was working with was a career-long print journalist. He had no idea about the internet. We didn't know what we were doing. We were completely clueless. And so we didn't know that we shouldn't do this. So we did it. We went ahead and executed on it. And I can remember vividly sitting around at a bar one night having a conversation where we're like, we're either wasting our careers or we've really got something here. And in 2009, PolitiFact became the first website ever awarded a Pulitzer Prize. Now, I used to tell girls in high school that my dream was to win a Pulitzer Prize and write a book. I never actually thought I would do it, but that's what I told them. And it sounded impressive, didn't it? But there I was, the day the Pulitzers were announced in 2009, and I could not believe that it had happened. But a few weeks later, I took a step back and went, no, actually, this makes complete sense. Everything I've done has been in service of this dream. Everything has been a step along the way. Everything has been a lesson. So you'll be known for what you do. Ideas are cheap. We have ideas all the time. We have thousands of them a day. The truly expensive thing in life is what you execute on. It's what you spend your time on. Focus on that. Focus on what you can execute on. Finally, with PolitiFact, it was a huge risk. We were not kidding that we were wasting our careers. It could have been completely a waste of time. Our bosses could have shut it down. It could have been nothing, and it would have been a waste. But you don't grow if you don't take risks. And this is something I talk to my students about all the time. You have got to take risks. We have, for whatever reason, made taking risks a problem. We've made it a negative. That if it doesn't work, then oh my God, what does it say about me? What does it say about my future? Nothing. You take a risk, it doesn't work. It's not a negative, it's data. It's telling you something, it's a lesson. It's telling you how to do it better. It's showing you how to do it differently. Those risks are extremely important to your growth, especially now while you're young. You have got an entire lifetime to figure out where you want to go and what you want to do. Now is the time to be taking big, bold risks. There is no real downside to this. No real downside. The upside is huge. It's huge. If I'd have thought about, well, would this negatively affect my career, I never would have done PolitiFact. Never would have won a Pulitzer, never would have ended up here. Never would have had the job I now have that I love deeply. I love being with students. I love being in the classroom. I love watching the light bulb go on in people's eyes when they realize, oh wow, I can do a thing, and oh wow, I have ideas of what I'm going to do with this. That is a drug. It is the most amazing feeling. But if I'd have thought about my career, I would have thought, well, I should go cover City Hall. I should do the safe thing, which actually turned out to be the worst possible idea with the changes in media that have gone on. What I did do was risky. It could have gone all wrong, and it wouldn't have mattered a bit if it did. The risk, the negative part of that you feel, it's in your head. It's not real. So take those risks. Be bold. Go out there. You're young. You have time. Do it now. So, to sum up, congratulations, class of 2018. It is an achievement to be here. I always tell my students, this is one of those moments in your life where you feel like as soon as you turn your tassel to the other side, you walk out of here, the credits should roll, the music should play, the movie's over. Problem is, tomorrow happens, and you're like, what do I do now? The world's out there waiting for you. Dream big, but work toward it. You'll be known for what you do, and take risks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Professor Waite, and I'm going to follow your advice. I'm going to take a risk and follow you, because this is an exciting time, and as I listened to Professor Waite, some of the things that I gleaned from his speech is take those risks, the persistence, the resilience of bouncing back, humor along the way, and the attitude of never giving up and dreaming big, and know that this is a part of your body of work, and then the high achievements that come with it. So I appreciate all those good comments that were made. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hugh McDermott, and I'm the principal, the proud principal of the University of Nebraska High School, and I'm thrilled, pleased, and honored to be here with you. And I'm excited about acknowledging the good deeds that these students have done, our distinguished class of 2018, and very proud that you're all here to support them. Barbara mentioned that we have a fairly small staff, an office staff, but behind that we also have our teachers that help tremendously. And so I'd like any of the UNHS teachers that are here, and since we have teachers that are not in the locality of Lincoln, I'd like to at least acknowledge them. So if there are any teachers here, would you please stand right now and be acknowledged? And over in the Sharp building, which is on 13th Street, about 13th and in, we have an office staff, and we have outstanding folks in the areas of customer service, the curriculum area, our administration. We have recruiters, the marketing, and the information systems folks that are all kind of the structure behind what happens in our school. So I'd at least like to acknowledge them. And so if you're involved or related to UNHS, would you please stand and be acknowledged? We're really pleased to have a nice gathering of our graduates here today at our celebration. But I want you to know that this class includes over 170 graduates so far. We're not done yet this year, and that they're located all over the world. These students here today represent some of the 31 different countries that our graduates are from, and 30 of our graduates are from these United States graduating this year. This year's class also includes 26 Nebraska students. And I'd also like to give a shout out to all those UNHS graduates and their families who are watching live streamed coverage of this special event, or they might watch it at a decent hour in their locale. We're very proud of the diversity of our students, both culturally and geographically. It's the strength of our program, and more than that, it's an honor to have each one of them as a UNHS student. Graduates, as your principal, I want to thank you for all that you have accomplished in reaching this day and this rite of passage, gaining your high school diploma. I'm sure most of you are happy to now have completed your last Teacher Connect activity, your last unit evaluation, your last project, or your last progress test. Yippee! But I do hope that you recognize the very importance of earning your high school diploma. By closing the door on meeting the requirements of your earned high school diploma, you have now opened a very wide door of future possibilities and opportunities that lie just ahead of you. One of the benefits of having been a secondary principal for 28 years is that I've been able to observe and witness the immense and tremendous energy and positive enthusiasm that students bring to us, and they bring forward to this graduation point. You're at a crossroads, as you will right now. You can no longer stay here at UNHS. You must move on to many new and exciting and perhaps scary kinds of adventures. Many of you will go directly into some level of higher education to choose an area of study that will eventually lead you to a career of your choice. Some of you will go directly into the labor market and find that it will be necessary and actually critical for you to obtain further educational training in order to perform and maintain your job responsibilities. But what I hope all of you will do is use the gifts of lifelong learning that are available to you. Here's my short list of 3 hopes for you. 1, approach your next step in an exploring manner. This is your time to test the waters, as Professor Waite mentioned. If you go on for formal schooling, learn about your subjects with a renewed sense of adventure. Dig deeper into your courses than you even did in high school. Find and work with those students who seem to look at their subjects as new lands to explore and investigate from lots of different perspectives. Hope number 2, remember that scientific method that you learned in science and then as you applied it to other areas? Well, try it out now in the real world. As you move into a new community, to a new neighborhood, to a new school, consider giving of yourself to some form of service learning project. Do good for others. Make a difference, whether it's tiny or huge. Make something happen while keeping in mind that whatever you do, it will be to help others, and in turn, you'll discover it helps yourself. And hope number 3 is remember your family roots, your ancestors, and where you came from. If you don't know your ancestry, start the discovery process. Someone, and often it is many, helped you get here. And know you're starting to put what is known as your body of work together to tell us, who are you? What are you about? What's your story? You can now add your high school diploma accomplishment to your body of work. Continue to build on that. As our previous president told a group much like yourselves back in 2009, quote, "That's what building a body of work is all about. It's about the daily labor, the many individual acts, the choices large and small that add up over time, over a lifetime, to a lasting legacy. It's about not being satisfied with the latest achievement, the latest gold star, because the one thing I know about a body of work is that it's never finished. It's cumulative. It deepens and expands with each day you give your best. You may have setbacks and you may have failures, but you're not alone. You haven't even started," unquote. We, as a collective society, are eager to read your story, the book of you. Go out there and write it proudly and do good. And now I'd like to read you a proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, as the principal of the University of Nebraska High School, and in accordance with the policies and procedures issued by the University of Nebraska High School, the UNHS members of the class of 2018 have completed all of the graduation requirements established by UNHS in accordance with the University of Nebraska Board of Regents, the Nebraska State Department of Education, and the accreditation approval of advanced ed, and are here this afternoon on the 15th of June in the year 2018 to receive their diploma at this time. I will now read each name and ask that you come forward and shake hands with our director, Ms. Shusha, and then with me as you receive your diploma, and then allow us the honor of having your picture taken with you before returning to your seat. Kiara Crossgrove. Congratulations to you. Thanks. Nick Hartung. Congratulations to you. How are you doing so far? Abigail Haskett. Here it is. Good job. Jazmin Heaton. Congratulations, Jazmin. Gabriel Hunt. Here it is. Maxwell Leroy. Congratulations. Please come on up here and join us for a picture if you don't mind. Connor Logan.
very proud of you. There you go.
Thank you very much, sir.
Logan Meredith.
Congratulations, Logan.
Emma Molden. Denton Eastman. Paul Peer.
Tough part was getting up here, wasn't it?
Cameron Pekula.
Congratulations to you.
Jay Post.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Odin Sanchez.
Good job, you.
Shay Seeley. Laura Serrano. Princess Sambella.
You got a fan club out there. Way to go.
William Thompson.
Congratulations.
If you'll find a spot for that. Now, I would ask that you all stand, graduates, please stand. And at this point, move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your cap. You are now an official UNHS graduate, class of 2018. Congratulations. Okay, please be seated. There are some folks that have come a long way to be here, so we certainly understand this enthusiasm. At this time, I'd like to tell you a few things about each of our graduates. So I would ask that each of them come forward and stand by me when I call your name so our guests know who we are talking about. Then once I've acknowledged you, it's been a tradition in our graduation ceremony to allow each of our graduates to come up to the microphone and, if they would like, have an opportunity to share a few words with us, reflections, if they're inclined to do so. Sometimes students acknowledge those who are close to them or have helped them to get to this achievement, or they might talk a little bit about their plan for the next year or even this summer. So graduates, be thinking about whether or not you want to share a few words, as this is optional. And what I would ask the audience is, as I think about and as you listen to the bios, you're going to discover some very common themes of our students, which reminds me of how much more they are alike than different. So we're going to start with Kiara Crossgrove. Kiara is yet undecided in her choice of college, but has been giving some serious thought to the University of Nebraska, Wayne State, the University of Colorado Boulder, and some of her interests are photography, writing, and playing guitar. She dreams of one day working for National Geographic or starting her own business, and is toying with the idea of pursuing a degree in photojournalism or business management. UNHS courses allowed Kiara to work at a job and still finish high school on time, as she was able to set her own pace and teach herself. Her advice to others is to choose courses that they're passionate about and then stick to them. Kiara, you've demonstrated an ability to take on responsibility and see it through with hard work and dedication, which is why we have no doubt you will meet your next set of challenges head on and come out successful on the other side. Good luck to you. Nick Hartung. Nick enjoys working out and playing the guitar as a couple of things. And after graduation, he plans to attend Metropolitan Community College in Omaha, and he wants to become an electrician in the future. Nick has had difficulty staying focused on school in a typical classroom setting and chose to take courses at UNHS instead. He liked being able to work independently and at his own pace. Nick's advice to other students is to set aside dedicated time to do their schoolwork. Nick, the truly motivated students always find a way to get the job done, no matter the obstacles. You took charge of your studies. You shared the stage today with equally talented and motivated students. We want to wish you good luck with your future endeavors. Abigail Haskett. After graduation, Abigail plans to attend the College of St. Mary in Omaha and to pursue a Bachelor of Nursing degree. She's always been intrigued by the profession and wants to be able to help those who need help. Struggling with illness while attending a traditional high school convinced Abigail to take courses online with UNHS. Not having hard deadlines for everything or having to rush through her schoolwork at a dictated pace is what Abigail liked best about UNHS courses. However, she admits that online schooling still challenges you to study and learn a lot. Abigail's advice to others is to embrace hard work, not avoid it. Hard work is what helps you grow and achieve what you want in life, says Abigail. Abigail, it takes compassion and it takes patience to choose a vocation like nursing. You've taken the first steps toward achieving your goals. Good luck on your journey ahead. Congratulations. Jazmin Heaton. Jazmin plans to take some general education classes at Metro Community College while she still figures out which route her academic life should take. She is currently a line cook at Old Chicago and would like to take classes at a culinary school as well. Jazmin also loves animals. In fact, they have 9 at home. Additionally, she's passionate about photography, cooking, and watching movies. Jazmin believes in working hard and never giving up. When attending public school became difficult, she had a family member who recommended UNHS, and it turned out to be a great choice for her to graduate and obtain her diploma. She learned that UNHS teachers play a valuable role and are critical to helping students learn. Jazmin advises other students to work hard and never give up. She encourages students to, quote, find a good role model or someone you can depend on to help you through difficult times, unquote. Jazmin, you are no stranger to hard work. You've stayed on track with your education while cooking up a storm outside your academic life. We wish you all the successes in the days to come. Congratulations. Gabriel Hunt. Gabriel plans to take his time deciding what to do next, but says that it will definitely be something to do with sports and soccer. A lifelong passion for soccer propelled him to international shores, and he hopes to take advantage of that experience. Taking courses online taught Gabriel to assume responsibility for himself, and he's thankful for his teachers who were always there for him. Gabriel's advice to other students is to be prepared and to stay on top of their coursework, or they can fall behind. He also says to ask questions of the teachers because they are there to help you. At UNHS, we love hearing how our students have excelled academically, but it makes our day when our students tell us they have also taken the time to bond with their family. Moving across the Atlantic after being recruited to play soccer at age 16 at the Marbella United Football Club in Spain only made Gabriel closer to his family, and he can't express how grateful he is to his mom, Dewana, his brother, Sawyer, and his sister, Adriana, for supporting him through the good days and the challenging ones. And he quotes, I quote him as saying, I love you all. Gabriel, there are some lessons in life that you won't find in the textbooks. You've worked hard to achieve a set of skills that will never leave your side. Apply them well, and success will be within your reach. Congratulations. Maxwell Leroy. Max's interests include writing, films, television, and reading mysteries. He is yet undecided in his college plans, but he's going to do an internship at the Bellevue Medical Center in Omaha to determine what interests him and possibly help him decide what he would like to study in the future. Max took courses with UNHS because of the access to a good curriculum. Taking self-paced classes online taught him a lot about responsibility, and he has some very insightful advice to share with other UNHS students. Max says, and I quote, find something in the day's lessons that you like and focus on that to get the work done, unquote. Max, being self-motivated will take you far. Discovering your passion is itself an attainable mystery to solve. There are clues all around that will allow you to realize a successful career path for yourself. Good luck to you. Connor Logan. After graduation, Connor plans to attend Southeast Community College and become a diesel or auto mechanic, or join the U.S. Army or Army National Guard as a helicopter mechanic. With a long-standing, multi-generational history in Connor's family of serving in the armed forces, he feels his need to do his part for the country as well. Ultimately, he would like to someday work for the railroad, just as his father did. In his spare time, Connor likes to go bowling, he obsesses over cars, and he's honing his shooting skills. He really appreciated the content of UNHS courses and discovered that hard work does pay off. Connor chose UNHS because it was convenient and because the program is so well regarded. Connor adds that UNH courses were very well put together, easy to follow, challenging, and I really think I learned more than I thought I would. Connor's advice to other students considering online schooling is to simply, quote, go for it, unquote, and not be afraid of learning online. Connor, there will be challenges ahead, but you have already displayed the resilience and determination needed to face them head on. We wish you nothing but the best. Logan Meredith. Logan will be attending Middle Georgia State University this fall. He'll pursue an occupational therapy degree because he finds great satisfaction in helping people make the most of their everyday lives. Logan also enjoys music, writing and composing, and playing songs on his trombone. Did you bring your trombone with you?
No, I did not.
Oh, shoot.
I didn't.
He did not. He is also attempting to write his own book by the end of 2018. Do you have a topic for it?
Mystery.
Mystery. Stay tuned. Logan chose UNHS because he felt that out of all of the online schools he evaluated, UNHS was the best fit for him. He says, and I quote, "It provided just enough backbone to make me motivated, but not so strict that it discouraged me," unquote. The most important thing he learned through his UNHS experience is that there's always a way to achieve something if you want it bad enough. What he liked best about UNHS is that the courses are laid out in a way that allowed him to gauge how long it would take him to finish them, and he also adds that he loves how easy all the UNHS features are. Now notice he said features, not how easy the coursework was. Website, yes. Logan's advice to others is to keep going. The end is never the end until you say so. Logan, it sounds like you have a great mindset and a great set of skills to take you to Middle Georgia State University this fall. We're confident that you will work hard to achieve your dreams and to let us know when your book is published so we can purchase and read it. Good luck to your future endeavors. Emma Molden. Emma will be attending the University of Mississippi in the fall. She feels there are too many options yet to pick a major just yet. Emma is no stranger to the stage. Her passion for dance extends to the competitive arena as well as helping teach young girls to dance. A firm believer in working hard and playing hard, Emma knows that you can't take shortcuts and expect good results. An ardent wanderer, she loves exploring the United States and the Caribbean islands, just as enthusiastic about going out with friends and making memories. Being able to travel whenever she wanted without worrying about the structure of the traditional school is what she liked best about UNHS. UNHS gave her freedom to learn the way she wanted to and at the speed that worked well for her. Emma learned that hard work is really the only path to a successful outcome. Quote, "There is no way to cheat yourself out of the work and still get a good result," unquote. Emma, you have the rest of your life ahead of you. Step up to every challenge, move forward with purpose, clarity, and control. And good luck and congratulations to you. Denton Eastman. Denton plans to attend Iowa Central Community College after graduation. He wants to major in agricultural business because he was raised on a farm in an agricultural community and was exposed to the business side of it at a very early age. Denton is passionate about rodeo and participates in calf roping and team roping at rodeo competitions. He enjoyed both the flexibility that UNHS courses offered and that he had more course options than were available at his local school. Denton also chose UNHS because it had, quote, very good academic reputation, unquote, and because his former local school schedule made it difficult for him to participate in rodeo at the level he desired. His hard work has paid off. In the near future, Denton will be competing with Iowa Central Community College's intercollegiate rodeo team. Denton, it's always a pleasure to discover how we've helped our students follow their passions without academics taking a back seat. Saddle in for many rides of success. We wish you the very best, and congratulations. Paul Peer. Paul is yet undecided on which college or university to attend, but he's inclined to pursue a major that's related to information technology, as this field offers a wide variety of career options. Outside of academics, Paul's extracurricular activities are quite varied. He's taken private piano lessons for the past 7 years and is also interested in aspects of journalism, photography, and games of all sorts. Taking classes at UNHS has taught Paul that dedication will see you through any challenge, no matter how difficult it might seem in the beginning. The choice to study with UNHS is best explained in Paul's own words, quote, I wanted a school that could teach me from home, but still challenge me and carry the weight of a proud Nebraska program, unquote. Paul goes on to say that many UNHS subjects interested him more than he initially thought they would, especially psychology and several elements of the English reading assignments. He advises other students to learn skills to help retain information and to budget their time wisely. Paul, at UNHS, we always hope that our students take away more than just the academic experience. We're happy that you were able to make time for your passions and still dedicate the time required to graduate high school. Congratulations, Paul, and good luck in your future endeavors. Cameron Pakula. Now, this is a term that I had to kind of learn and do some research on. Cameron will be taking a gap year to pursue her modeling career before deciding what she wants to do next. And gap year means take some time to think it out and figure it out a little bit more before going on. Stepping off the catwalk and into the classroom isn't easy, and after taking courses with UNHS, Cameron discovered that she liked the independence UNHS offered her, and she learned how to manage her time and prioritize her activities as well. She found UNHS to be a very convenient option for her lifestyle because she was able to continue pursuing activities that she enjoyed, including traveling the world to model, spending time with her family and friends, listening to music, and playing the guitar. Cameron's advice to others is to establish a schedule that works well for them and then stick to it. She also says that in times of need, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. Cameron, we wish you the show-stopping success you deserve, and we're confident that you will continue to inspire others after you come back from your gap year as a global citizen. Congratulations. Jay Post. Jay is currently working at a nonprofit called No More Empty Pots in Omaha as an artist intern and plans to attend Hastings College, where Jay has received academic and art scholarships. Jay discovered that UNHS was the best fit for them and learned that you don't need a traditional experience to be smart or successful. Jay liked the flexibility of UNHS courses and not having to study at the set time every day. Artistically inclined, Jay is passionate about animation, cosplay, sewing, art, and writing. Jay also imparts this advice to others, and I quote, "Do whatever works best for you, and don't worry about what anyone else thinks," unquote. Jay, as you know, art contributes so much to the world around us, and we're excited to see what your contributions will be in the years to come. Good luck to you in your adventures ahead. Odin Sanchez. When you're exploring colleges on 3 different continents, you can allow yourself a little time before you make up your mind. Odin would like to attend college in either Europe, Canada, North America, or Singapore in Asia. Odin believes in, quote, investing in technological innovation and providing resources to encourage bright ideas and talents, unquote. An avid soccer player, he also loves music, cycling, drawing, and fashion. To make his entrepreneurial dreams a reality, he also plans to eventually get an MBA. Odin's dad's job required frequent travel, but they wanted to stay together as a family. Taking his courses online with UNHS allowed Odin to do so without compromising on his education. Odin tells us that during his UNHS experience, he learned the most significant lessons of his life. UNHS helped him become a more responsible and disciplined person and taught him to balance his extracurricular activities with his academic ones. UNHS allowed me to focus on myself. I had no idea of what I wanted to do in my professional life before. Exploring the different and extensive courses available at UNHS, I was able to find my ambition, unquote. Odin, leadership comes with a set of responsibilities, and you're poised to embrace them well. We wish you luck in your adventures ahead. We know you won't quit pursuing your dreams. Congratulations. Shay Seeley. Shay has demonstrated a commitment to education by planning to dual major in design, innovation and society, and management at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in New York. Shay chose UNHS because it afforded him the flexibility to travel to Barcelona, Spain, and play for a soccer academy. The soccer academy Shay attended used the UNHS program for many of their players. UNHS was a good fit for Shay because it allowed him to progress at his own pace and work around his soccer schedule. Outside of soccer, Shay also likes to swim and plays the piano. UNHS taught Shay many things, but most importantly, he learned that communication is key, and he encourages students to consult with teachers anytime they don't understand a concept or the material. Shay adds that the UNHS staff is very accessible and responsive. He's especially thankful to his academic advisor, Mr. Ray Henning, who was helpful with all of Shay's requests, particularly his college application requirements. Shay advises other students to keep a schedule, be organized, and ask teachers questions when necessary. Shay, success at UNHS comes from self-discipline and a mindset determined to achieve your goals no matter what the hurdles. Your planning and organization skills will help you both inside and outside your academic life. Good luck to you. Laura Serrano. Laura is currently trying to decide where to go to school. She will be staying in New York until December, so she may then have a decision about attending school here in the USA or closer to home in Columbia. She's considered the University of the Andes or the CSA School of Business, both located in Bogota, Colombia. Laura has always been passionate about helping the less fortunate, especially kids. She loves learning about different cultures, something her courses at UNHS helped with as well. In her spare time, she likes to go to the cinema, travel, dance, or engage in different sporting activities, especially swimming. Laura was exposed to the business world early in life thanks to her father and paternal grandfather's companies. It motivated her to develop skills that would help grow and improve these companies in the future. Laura loved the fact that UNHS courses allowed her to take control of her studies, and she also chose UNHS because of its accreditation. She also advises students to use their time wisely and to take advantage of the many things that the school offers them. She especially liked being exposed to material and courses that she had not seen before, such as the economics, the world cultures, and British literature courses offered by UNHS. Laura, learning to take initiative will serve you well in the future, and we know that you will make the most of opportunities available to you. Good luck to you. Princess Simbella. Princess has a very active extracurricular life. She loves music, sports, going to the gym, exploring, and singing. After graduation, she plans to attend Fresno State University in California. Princess wants to pursue a degree in international relations because she enjoys the idea of working in different countries and believes that she has the potential for it. Courses at UNHS have made her more independent and responsible without sacrificing her ability to have fun. She's especially grateful to her UNHS teachers for always being there for her and helping her achieve her goals. Princess's advice to other students is to keep their grades high, make their parents proud, and stick with UNHS because it's a very good school. Princess, you've managed to strike a great balance between the personal and the academic life. You have a clear picture of what you want your future to look like, and you've taken the right steps toward it. We wish you very good luck. Thank you. William Thompson. William mentioned to me earlier that he has a landscaping business, so we're kind of keeping him out of the heat today, which is probably a good thing. Although he's going to cut down a tree later this evening. William plans to attend the University of Nebraska, Lincoln to pursue a degree in construction management and someday become a general contractor. Taking UNHS courses taught William to manage his days well and still make time for his extracurricular activities such as fishing and camping. His additional interests include cars, planes, and meteorology. What he liked best about UNHS is that the program is self-paced and it fits his lifestyle. His advice to others doing online schooling is to maintain a strong network of friends to feel connected and supported. William, your experience in time management and knowing how to achieve your goals is a valuable skill indeed. We are very excited to hear that you are continuing your post-secondary studies right here at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. It's a great place to start designing, constructing, and building your dreams. Congratulations to you. And now, as promised, I'd like to allow for any of the students, perhaps maybe in this first front row, who would like to share some comments with us. So please come forward if you'd like to do that.
Hi, I'm Abigail Haskett, and I've put my family through quite a bit over the past 4 years with schooling and illnesses, and I just want to thank them for always being there no matter what, and especially my mom for always being there and believing in me and pushing me to be the best that I can be.
Anyone else in the first row? Okay, the second row.
Hi, I'm Emma Molden. Sorry, I'm like kind of short, so I can't really read you. I want to say thank you to my parents for letting me leave school, or drop out as we call it, and do online school. Thanks to my brother for just finding out that I go to this school today. Thanks, buddy. And thanks to my friends for hanging out with me, even though I don't go to school anymore. Thanks.
Anybody else in the second row?
I'd like to thank the Academy and some other people, my parents, for supporting me through all of this and helping me, even though to stay motivated, even though I was a bit stubborn at times, and you know how it is. But there's a lot of people that I'd like to thank, but I don't have the time. So thank all of you.
Anybody else in the second row? Third row.
Hi, I'm Jay Post, and I would just like to thank my parents, my mother and father, and my friends and family for supporting me and believing in me even when I didn't believe in myself. And I really hope I made you proud.
Anyone else in the third row? Going once, going twice. Well, thank you for those of you that did share. Students, you remind me and our UNHS staff why we love doing our work here at UNHS. So at this time, I'd like to have Barbara come back and return with some closing comments and instructions, and I think somewhere in there, there's something about food.
Thank you, everyone, for being with us. Do you see why we love what we do every day? I'm so glad that you could be part of that with us today. And to everyone who's watching, thank you for spending that time with us. It's much appreciated. We do want to continue the celebration less formally. So after we process out with the students, we will have a reception in the back of the room. And we hope that you all can continue with us at that time. Thank you.